Hi guys, welcome back to the Once You're In podcast. This is episode 76, and this is the first one of 2023, but it's not. So people were commenting and putting it on the story like this is not the first one of 2020, of the last one of 2022, because that's what the title was. I couldn't think of a title, guys. All right. If anybody wants to help with thinking of titles for the podcast, please feel free. I was driving to back home for New Year's. And I was like, I got Shannon to be admin man, my assistant. And I was just like, title. I was like, just put the last pod of 2022. So don't blame me, blame Shannon.
The first of 2023.
It should have been that, yeah. But the thing is, next year, we need to be a bit more on it because we need to do this episode, we need to do like 2 weeks earlier.
What do you mean? Like the review?
Because this episode, for everybody listening, if you've not seen from the title, is a review or wrap up of 2022. So we're going to go through, like we did last year, for anybody who is an avid listener. Last year, we went through both of our Instagrams from the start of the year and like worked through it all and spoke about, what we were doing at certain times of the year. So we're going to do the same thing again today. So hopefully you can watch us on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, we'll try and explain it. So like we'll be like, oh, this was this date and we were doing this. So yeah, it's probably going to be maybe one to try and watch on YouTube if you can. But we will explain anyway. So that's what we're going to do for the first half of the podcast.
Can I intersect? If you are on Spotify, before leaving to go onto YouTube, give us a review.
Yeah, make sure you listen and watch. So listen on Spotify and then go and watch it on YouTube. Yes. And yeah, please do leave us a review. Should I double check?
Yeah, go for it. We bang on 200 last time.
We were bang on 200 last time.
Let's see if we've acquired maybe.
What's your guess? My guess is 202.
I'm going to say 203.
203. I think that's quite ambitious, but we did speak about it in the last one.
Yeah, I know. And a few people would have gone, oh yeah, let's drop a review.
Fucking hell.
What? What are we on?
211.
Sick. That's 11 people. I told you we need to speak about it more, mate.
We do need to speak about it more. Yeah, that is mental. Thank you, everybody. And it was still 5-star as well. So I imagine people gave us 5 stars. So if that was you, if you were one of those 11 people and you're listening to this now, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And if you're not one of those 11 people or those 211 people, then what the fuck are you doing? Stop listening. You can still listen when you do. It honestly takes about 5 seconds. Just scroll to the top, click it, and click 5. You don't even need to think about how good the podcast is.
Let me ask you a question, Evan. Have you ever reviewed a podcast on Spotify?
Yeah, this one. Have you not reviewed us?
I don't think so. I don't think
hey, get on there now.
Okay, fine. I'll do it now. I'll give us a 5.
How dare you? You don't like all your own Instagram posts either.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't you like all your Instagram posts? Mate, I immediately go onto my coaching page and like it and comment.
Go across. Awesome progress, guys. Yeah, cheers, mate.
Amazing progress. This is insane, bro. Right, cool. Whose Instagram are we going through first? We're going to
mate, I'm not moving on until you've shown me that you've rated the podcast.
Okay, I'm sorry. Once you're in.
And we're going through them both at the same time.
Okay, what, you're going to get 2 up and then just go through?
I've already got them up, mate. I'm prepared.
I'm going to click follow. I'm going to rate show, and we give it a 5-star review. So
I'm going to see if it refreshes on mine.
See, I can't believe I've never done that.
If you're not following us as well, guys, please do follow us, and you get if you press the notification bell, it'll let you know when new episodes come out.
Awesome. Right. Let's get it up. 2022. So Finn, come on, give us an impression. How was your 2022? Was it a good year? How's 2023 going to be? Come on, mate. 2022 was the warm up. 2023 is the real deal.
So
some horrendous stuff on social media that's been present recently.
I hate all that bollocks. Like,
yeah,
it's just the next day. Like, yeah. I quite like looking back. Like when I made that reel, obviously everyone was making the New Year's reels. Like it was quite cool to look through my camera roll and be like, oh yeah, we did this and we did that, and like remembering stuff. But other than like that's just nice memories. But other than that, it was like, oh. To be fair, mate, I've stitched you up a little bit here. What are you doing?
Oh, mate, that was 53 weeks ago, and it was a fucking piss take.
What are you doing?
Yeah, my lower back won't be awful. Have a good one, people. Thanks, man.
Mate, yeah. I'm surprised I was still your mate after that. Yeah. So that wasn't even in 2022, but I couldn't let that slide. So I think your first post of 2022 was... No, it wasn't even that.
No.
Well,
deadlift?
It was a deadlift. January 1st deadlift.
Yeah.
Talk us through the deadlift, mate. We'll go through every single post in detail.
Right, so I pulled 260 for 3. That was that, and then 220 for 10. Pulled today, first time in 14 days pulling from the floor. I can do a lot more than that now. So yeah, I'm stronger. A year later, I'm stronger. Finn, can you not separate your screen and do my Instagram and your Instagram and like do 2 taps?
No.
And then we could scroll through them. Does that not work?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think so. It'd be too much of a ball ache. We'll do what we did last time. We'll do a few months of yours, then we'll do a few months of mine.
Sound right? So I know that
was...
double, that was in Evo. I'm not too sure what body weight would have been. If I was to happen to guess, I'd say 112. Let's have a look. 12 weeks. So say body weight 110. So I'm pretty good at remembering. So yeah, 110 kilos, 242 pounds. That was the 3rd of Jan. Believe it or not, my training split is pretty much it is the exact same, other than the delts and half session is now an upper session. And I that was like, I think the first time, like the new year was last year, where like I felt actually pretty normal post prep. Like afterwards, I felt like training, anytime I did a hard set, I was pretty battered. I was always still like worked up and quite anxious when training, just because of like the mental pressure I place upon myself. And like overall it was where like I remember going into the new year and I was like, oh, I actually feel like myself again, which was quite good. So that was probably 12 or so. It was I think it said 14 weeks post prep. And then after that, it's just men's physique shots really. Like 110.4 body weight stayed the same for 2 days clearly between these photos. So I instantly just added loads of food. That's what was.
And then body weight was 200 kilos here. Look,
200 kilos from the rear, as always. The best sort of look from the front, not that fat. From the back, very very fat. To be fair, my back on the right looks better there than it does now, so I'm a bit concerned.
What's happened? I was thinking, when I saw this, I was like, he did not look like that a year ago.
Yeah,
you look pretty shit there.
Oh, I look awful, mate. Like my back was horrendous. Like my back just wasn't good at all. It was like it only looked good once I actually got some fullness and some food back. We have a look here. This was in the grow room. I quite like this shot, to be fair. I remember looking at myself here and I was like, okay, cool. A year on top of this, like I'll be pretty good the next time I compete. And then I think this was actually the first time that big Bridgie noticed me.
Big Bridgie.
Big Bridgie, big Mr. Josh Bridgman. Yeah, I think he liked that and commented on it. So I was like, get in, I've made it. And then away from this, what's this? January 17th. Fucking hell, I upload a lot. 105 110 kilos. So we've got a transformation here of 6 months. As we can see, an incredibly natty transformation. In reality, like, okay, I've got more muscle and I am leaner, but it is also after a competition prep where PDs were involved, and also I'm posing a lot better. So, and also the tan's better. So there's a multitude of factors of why I look better. I
think you look better there.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I could understand.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Look at this guy.
Let's have a look. 450 likes. God, I've done well on social media now. I don't get 450 likes on anything. It's been a good year of just being a social media bodybuilder, really. This year is actually, I'm going to be a bodybuilder, or men's physique bodybuilder, if that counts. But yeah, the first, I actually had a look through, when we did those real things of the year summary, the first 3 or 4 months, nothing really special happened. It was just I was eating food, I was training, I was in a really, really good groove. It was probably a very solid 3 or 4 months worth of training prior to my surgery.
Nothing really special happened anyway. It's not as if in the past 3 months loads of stuff's happened.
No. I'm more talking about routine. It wasn't where there was any holidays, there wasn't any breaks. It was literally just eating my food, training, peak strength, peak pretty much everything really. And
you had a quick mini cut, a rapid fat loss phase here, yeah.
Quick mini cut, a few days prior to the first show. I actually remember. So for the audio listeners, there's a photo of me about a week out from the first show, and I remember looking at myself thinking still pretty fat, still got a lot of fat to pull off. And in reality, my hip bone is so present, it looks fucking disgusting. And to be fair, if my shorts are any lower, I'm getting blocked on Instagram for the entirety. My account's getting deleted. And then where are we there? That deadlift on the left, I think that's a 300 kilo set, mate. The one top left, if I'm not mistaken. Is that the 300 kilo for a single?
Yeah.
300 kg, baby. So Feb 12th, 2022. February. And it's quite funny. I spoke about this a few times, but I pulled 200 kilos for a set of 4 a week after prep. So that was within 4 months, 5 months of just battling away hip hinges 1 time per week. And that was probably one of the best my back had felt Like recently, I think this, to be fair, these sort of sets have just fucked me up. Just doing them over and over again. Because nowadays, like I remember my back used to be always pretty tight, pretty strong. And nowadays, like I do a hip hinge and I'm ruined for like fucking 10 days afterwards. Shoulder press, what was this? Dumbbell shoulder press, 65s for 3. Jesus Christ, I've put on a lot of strength. I hadn't realised my pressing strength. I thought it was pretty strong then. 65s for 3 on a shoulder press is wank. I do way more than that now. So yeah, all good. Right, Feb, mate, do you want to go to yours? We'll do like the first 6 weeks of the year for you. Let's have a look.
Let me just plug in my laptop.
Go for it, mate.
I'm going to move this over here as well. Okay. This was the first session, and I'll be honest, I can't remember it.
I do. I remember that. We both thought the pendulum was pretty wank. The band was fucking brutal. It was horrendous.
This was when I could hinge.
Jesus Christ, mate. 70s. Oh, God, that's some yeah, buddy 70s then.
Ah, there, sound. Easy. Absolutely flying, mate.
I don't think you'd be able to do that now, mate.
No, but mate, I can't hinge. I can't do that body weight. So I'm not going to be able to do it in the 70s, am I? This is me looking absolutely awful.
It's not a lot.
What is that? It looks like I've taken it on a potato as well.
270 pounds plus 225 deadlift. Congrats, bro. Bodyweight deadlift. 225 deadlift, bro. Oh yeah, well done, man. Bodyweight deadlift.
I don't think I was 225 kilos.
Yeah, but the fact that you said 217 pounds plus 225 deadlift, it sounds like it's literally what 7-8 pounds.
No, I was saying that I move my own body weight plus the deadlift.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. That makes sense. So 225 deadlift. I don't think you got much more than this, did you? Like, I think you got like what 230 for.
I did, yeah, I did 230.
Yeah, and this was like, to be fair, mate. The funniest thing is, like, you got 13 pounds heavier than the photo that you started with. So that's a bulk, bro. That's a good bulk.
Nah, I only got 12 pounds heavier.
Okay, no, mate. I swear you saw 230. I swear you saw like 231.
Yeah, that. Well, oh, that 2. I was looking at 225. No, 232. I got 15 pounds heavier than that.
Impressive.
That's in Evo. I feel like, to be fair, like
that doesn't look that bad.
No, but I am a lot better than that now.
Mate, I'm gonna say your cock does look pretty big there on the left.
Yeah, it's atrophied since then.
Okay, I was looking there thinking that it looks pretty big there, man.
My back actually, I remember taking that, and my back was actually decent on this one. My back is a lot worse than that now.
Yeah. Update from the front and back at 218. I don't tend to post many rear shots, mainly due to the left-right imbalance. Mate, you sure it's not because your back shit?
Oh, look at that. It's because my left side's fucked. I shouldn't post any of my back. It's me being really strong on the shoulder press. I mean, I'm not going to go into them all in detail because we'll be here all day.
No, we can just skip through them. Hey, that photo on the right there, the front lat spread looks good.
Yeah, it's just me getting
photos of the same posing session.
I did 3 in a row. Yeah,
3 uploads.
I must have been trying to sort out my grid.
Yeah, that's what it was. You just want everything to be in order. 3 training clips, physique update photos, 6.5 plates.
I think I got up to 7.5 on this at some point.
Yeah.
Where am I? Where are we? Are we already in February?
I think we're in Feb, yeah. Yeah, we're in Feb now, mate. So
February 19th.
Yeah. To be fair, mate, this is going to take us an absolute age to get through. We need to be moving quicker than this.
Okay, right. Keep going. This is when we started.
First video with Pete?
Yeah, this is when we started filming with Pete. That was March. Oh no, it wasn't. February 27th. It must have. Yeah, February. I was going to say. I feel like we started filming in March. February 27th. Yeah. I had a quick rapid fat loss phase and went and trained and posed at Pure Gym.
Yeah. Got shredded.
Yeah. I used to hate posing in there. The lighting's so bad.
Yeah.
It was when Will Jones came to visit for his photo shoot.
March. Jesus Christ, that's bizarre. That genuinely doesn't feel like that was.
Mate, you know when we went to see Matthew Davis. Normanton. That was March. Yeah.
That's wild, isn't it?
I know. It's me with the boys.
The boys.
Me and my signature pose with the point. This was when we invented the we were bringing back the high five. Remember that?
Yeah, it didn't really catch on, unfortunately.
No, didn't catch on like yeah buddy rows and yeah buddy laterals and yeah buddy reps.
Yeah.
That's me posting myself in the shower when I was lean again. There's not really much else to go through. To be fair, mate, I feel like it was more exciting last year when we did this.
It probably was because like I competed. It was a year after prep for you, and also, mate, like this is just natural bodybuilding for you. Like, just I'm getting fat.
Just look awful.
You don't look that bad, mate. Like, oh, mate, why have you decided? You uploaded the one on the right. What?
Mate, because that's not that bad when you can hit a vacuum. I look like that's why. Look at that. Fucking hell.
No, mate.
Mate, how I don't remember ever looking like that in my life.
No, mate, I actually remember you looking better on the right. Like in the gym, I used to think, oh yeah, Finn looks pretty good. Like
yeah, back
now,
in the day. Yeah.
yeah.
It was
Mr.
Mr. Mason, Miles
Yeah,
Mason. When prep began, we started.
hasn't really done that well though, mate. Only 94 likes. Like,
yeah, I know. To be fair, client posts never get that many, do they?
No, they always get less.
Right.
So yeah, right. Let's do a few months of mine. So from Feb to like May, there is literally just the same sort of stuff. Like,
mate, both of ours are the same stuff all the time.
No, but like I had a holiday, I had surgery, I couldn't train for a few weeks, stuff like that. That was some progress from the rear. 20 weeks,
You got
20
fat.
weeks. Yeah, just getting fatter. And I think I think May time I was like 123 kilos, which was like the heaviest I'd seen at all, like ever, and probably the heaviest I'll see for quite a long while, unless I decide to just push body weight up massively, for let's say post prep or whatever. But I can't imagine I'll be that heavy for quite a long while.
Mate, what is that?
What do you mean?
That is like you've definitely structured that about 3 times on 100.
I don't think I have, mate. You got to remember, that's definitely structured and saturated to somewhat extent. But you got to remember, mate, the lighting in there fucking puts you like you blur out if you go. So
look, you can even see it when it's on the page like that.
Yeah, mate, look at the photo. Like if those lighting is always very like that. Like it's very bright.
That one you haven't.
Oh, it's similar. I think that's similar, like in the sense of lighting.
It's really not for people that are watching. It's a big
I do actually do. It does look when you sit there, you're like, Jesus Christ, Reece. A little bit too much structure. And to be fair, I don't actually structure anything differently. It would have just been the scrolling bar at the top. There's Matthew.
All right, mate. Yeah.
Two fat boys. 470 likes out of me and Matthew. Jeez. Yeah, it was good. That was a good session. It was good to see Matthew. Obviously March. That's bizarre. That's in March. Crazy. And then we got some buddy hacks. This probably ruined my back. So 4.5 plates for 8 and 1.
I don't think. I think it was when we were getting above 5 plates on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my execution there is pretty sound. Yeah, that didn't ruin my back. It was when I got heavier. Mate, you look like a completely different person now. Like that doesn't look like you.
I know. I'm a big fat bloke with a massive beard.
Yeah.
This is when you copied my post.
Yeah, exactly. Got 3 lads in the changing rooms and thought, and in the posing room,
stood as close to the camera as you could. Perfect.
That's literally I copied exactly what you were doing. Another bit of posterior progress, April 4th.
It's not progress when it's just fat. You can't say, oh, look at all this progress.
Look at all this progress. No, I actually quite like this. Like I posted a photo of like when my back was at like my lightest and my back was at my pretty much relative heaviest. And like I think that's kind of how bodybuilding is. Like I said, either end is extreme. Like one side you're forcing in a lot of food, you're battered from your training sessions. The other side you're battered from the diet, you've got no energy, body fat levels are stupidly low, libido's in the bin, and as such. So yeah, and then we got some more me getting fat and then me doing some flat bench. So 180 kg for 5, 140 kg for 21. We put in flat bench prior to my surgery for like 2 or 3 weeks, just to see, because we both had like, I can't remember what
I think I did it twice. I was like,
yeah, I think I did it like 3 times and then I got my nipples sliced open. So yeah, but 180 for 5, 140 for 21, which were like best numbers ever. But we had the flat bench in like for a good period
140 for 21, that's better than you did the other day.
Yeah, I'm stronger there somehow, but I've got more reps on 180 kilos, but I think they were more buddy. I think they were like very, like rapid fire. Like,
I think so is the other one. You just got weaker, mate, since April. That's not good.
Yeah, imagine that. Enhanced.
Not good.
Not good at all. Mate, health phase over. That's it. Up in the dose immediately. That session there on the right side, mate, the deadlift. I think that was the last time that I hip hinge. And it was a big one. We got Senor Morris dropping me a comment.
Strong.
Crazy strong. So yeah, 260 for 10. This was the last time deadlifting for quite a long while, to be fair. And this were my best numbers ever on 6 plates from the floor, which I was quite happy with. And we both actually agreed I probably had more than 10. Like I told myself 10, and I'd never got this more for 7. So I was like, right, 3 reps up, that'll be sound. But they move really, really well. And I remember like looking back at the video thinking I should have fucking got like 11 or 12 here. But yeah, different bar, obviously at the Mecca. And I was really happy.
Mecca.
Yeah, hashtag Mecca. Probably one of the best sets I've done, admittedly. So yeah, all seems good. And then these photos were like photos that were banked from when I couldn't train. I think I was getting surgery, if I'm not mistaken. And then we got a holiday photo. Me and Sanaya, we went to Egypt. We went for a week. It was a nice time. Probably best holiday I've been on last year.
Keep telling us about the holiday because I need to go and get a parcel.
Oh, sound. Well, yeah. Thanks to Finn for leaving me on my own. Yeah, I went to Egypt. Pretty much like 2 weeks after surgery, which was needed. It was nice because I think it was actually 12 days after surgery. So I had my nipples sliced open, 4 grand down, and it was a bit weird. Like first week, I was absolutely battered I needed a deload. So the first week was lovely, and then that second week, I was like, I just want to fucking train. I was sat around on training days, and I was like, I want to train. I want to train. I want to train. But obviously, I couldn't because you have to wait like a good couple of weeks after getting your glands removed, as it's not good to train. So we already booked the holiday. So it was nice because that was like a week where by the time I got back, it had been like 3 weeks and I was back in the gym. So it was quite a nice break. But it was our first holiday that me and Sinai had been on. It was my first holiday that I had been on for 18 months because the year before I was prepping. So first time on a plane, it was nice. Probably my favorite holiday of that year. The only difference or the only issue was because it was a week. Like anybody who listens to this, like don't go on week holidays. Like I think I've got an agenda against a week holiday because by the time you actually chill out, you're going home 2 days after, and like the first few days just acclimatizing. So if anything, what I would say is go for a bit longer. Go for like 10 days. I think that would be quite a good sort of time frame. And then these few are literally back in the gym post surgery. And then I got my car. That was probably a highlight of the year. Got my M2 comp. One thing that I always said I wanted. Clearly need some new socks, as Josh Jenkins said there. But yeah, probably one of my favorite things to pick up from the last year. Absolutely love it to bits. So yeah, that's up to June. Right,
that's
Finn,
why you don't look after it.
No, exactly, Finn. Go up to yours, mate. Let's see what you did. We had Mr. Jack Murphy with his photo shoot there for me. Let's see for Finn. So standard, not really posting any physique photos because you don't look that good. 200 for 10, which I mean, not 260 for 10, is it, mate?
Yeah, and
I've wanted to tuck off 200 for 10 for a little while.
Tuck it off, yeah. I just wanted to wank it off 200 for 10. We got a question. Someone tried to get us with one of those names. We'll talk about it in a bit. That was the same session, I think, was it that you did the 260?
Yeah, it would have been if we were 220 for 5. 6 reps will be there soon. 5.5 plates will be there. 6 reps will be there, then 5.5 plates will be on, mate. 5.5 plates. Don't know. You never pulled 240. That's a bit of a lie.
I can't, mate. My back was fucked. My hips were fucked.
Mate, I can tell. Look at how you perform in this. Your lower back's shooting up to the sky. Look at that.
That's all right.
Mate, you're filming from the front. Film from the side. Jesus Christ, you'd be cancelled.
Yeah, there's no chance of filming from the side. No, to be fair, they actually weren't that bad. Like, I had a real good run of deadlifts where my back was actually sound on it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely.
But I don't think I did film any from the side.
Huh? It's like that with everything, though. Like, compound movements, like we've said it before. You get a good run.
At the door again.
Someone's at the door?
I'm not going back down again. I've just got the parcel. Fuck off. This is when we did Ninja Warrior.
That was entertaining.
It was good.
That was awful. God. I was so bad.
We struggled, didn't we?
I was so bad.
Like, this is when we were like, wait, I was really fat, but I was actually quite good at it.
Yeah. You had more body fat than me, and like, but I was way.
I don't think I did, mate.
Nah, you definitely did, mate.
Nah, look at that, absolutely rapid. Look at those massive glutes. No wonder I'm rapid.
Wait, the funny thing is, I look back at that. I don't remember you being like that fat or like.
Oh, I was fat.
Yeah, it was. We were both.
And I got fatter as up, mate. I look massive there, though.
Yeah, you do look big, mate. You do actually. You don't look small. Road to 300 pounds. Fucking hell.
Update. That's how I train with Slater.
Yeah, that was when
Thing
you
is,
can't train on your own, so I wasn't
how did I
training
get there?
everybody.
I'm pretty sure I'm stronger than that now.
Yeah, I'd like to say you are. It looks like 2.5 or whatever, man.
You're not. You're weaker than you were when you were at Fat Mess.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I lie on posts.
What's this? What's this deadlift? 220 for 6. I told you 6 would get ticked off soon, didn't I?
Yeah, sure. And
240 will have to be
240
taken. Nah, it
then
didn't
we
get
chase
taken.
down 6 plates. Vin, you're such a liar, mate. Honestly, your
Yeah,
post is
mate,
just
I'm not a liar at all. Like you put stuff like that all the time, and majority of the time don't do it. And don't go, yeah, I do. No, you don't.
I do, mate.
No, you don't.
Most of the time. 9
Yeah,
times
most
out.
of the time I do.
I don't know about that, mate. I'm seeing nothing but lies on your page. Like, honestly, Finn's not like, you're very just disingenuous, man. I'm starting to lose a bit of respect for you, if I'm honest.
I went to Budapest. If you can't tell, guys, from the sign. Look how fat I am. Look at that. Look.
25 years old, mate.
Oh yeah, that was my birthday.
Yeah.
Well, my birthday's May 17th, not May 19th. For anybody who wants to send me a card or anything, this is me looking absolutely wham at I can't remember what it's called. Budapest Baths. It's not called that. Yeah, that was that. I think this was like I think this was my heaviest, 232. Yeah. Oh no, 230. I got heavier. 82 weeks of gaining.
It should have been fucking half that.
There we go.
Oh yeah. So improvement there, mate. Put on a lot of body fat, not much muscle.
That's like you. That's like you. Look at this massive progress from the rear, and it's just fat progress.
Mate, the photo on the left of that photo shoot.
3 points in a row.
The photo shoot. When's your photo shoot, mate?
Oh yeah.
When's your photo shoot? Today.
Oh, we're doing it now.
Yeah, no, you're doing a photo shoot now. Wait, what? Oh, inside joke, guys. Sorry.
Oh, this was good. This was what date? June the 5th. So this was the UKDFBA Scotland with Matt, Mr. Butcher's Wet Dream, and that was a mint day. That was one of the best days last year, to be honest. And that was when. So I think I've told the story on the podcast. I had my best mates from back at home, his stag do in Magaluf. And then I got back and I stayed over in a hotel near Leeds Bradford Airport because then I was going to drive from there. And I set my alarm and everything. The thing is, like, the flight was delayed. I didn't get back till stupid time. This was nice. This was a moment of seeing Matt after he won. Yeah, I didn't get back till stupid time. But I set my alarm and everything. And basically, I slept through my alarm. So I had to drive to Scotland.
Horrendous, coach. Sleeping through your alarm when a client's going to.
Mate, that's literally I'll never ever sleep through my. That's the first time I've ever done it. But I was just fucked. Like my body was absolutely battered. Like I was just knackered. So yeah, like, obviously I woke up. I say I slept through my alarm. It was like by an hour or something like that. It's like I woke up like in a massive panic. But I still gave myself plenty of time. I still got there in time. Like 20 minutes or so before he ended up being on stage, and everything was already planned out anyway. He'd already been peaked absolutely perfectly, so there was no issues. To be fair, he actually asked a question about peaking. This was a post I spoke about where I'm pretty sure it says how to nail a peak without actually peaking. This was obviously like just before we filled up, and then when we were a bit full, obviously lighting, everything's a bit different, but yeah, Matt did ask a question. We'll come on to that question, to be fair. Otherwise, I'm still fat. This was Matt's other show when he got absolutely robbed. No, he didn't get robbed. But it was a close one between him and Max. But fair play to Max. I don't know if Max listened to the podcast. But yeah, that was still a good day. It was just a bit of a shame about the result because we were like, obviously we wanted to win. But it was still good. Good experience for him as well. This was my best mate's wedding, so the guy after the stag do. And two, I don't look that fat there.
No, I don't know, mate. I wouldn't say that.
I don't look that fat. I look a bit fatter there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Then you look fat. Yeah.
That was me doing the best man speech.
Yeah. Fat.
I do look fat, yeah. I think that I know that. That was when I finished the diet because I was like, right, I've got the wedding and then I'm done. I wanted to look absolutely massive at the wedding.
You finished the diet?
And that was when I finished my diet. Yeah, I was dieting before that.
Yeah, you finished the diet.
I pushed back up.
Yeah, this is a great starting point to push back up.
So yeah, this was the beginning of the push up. 88 weeks, 20 months in a surplus, 88 weeks of gaining. So I started the pre-prep diet July it wasn't July the 7th. I think it was just before that. Basically, the start of July.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that.
Right, let's skip through mine. So, car, posted a few photos. After my surgery, I had like a couple of weeks of just like maintaining, getting myself back into a better spot. And then I went into a pretty aggressive fat loss phase just because I knew prep would be starting for this year. I also had a holiday, but the holiday I didn't really give a fuck about the holiday. I went to Egypt peak off season and I couldn't care. So body weight was like 117, 18 kilos after coming back from Egypt. I dropped like 6 kilos on holiday. I got sponsored by CSN Supplements. Fantastic summer signing, as Finn said there. So yeah, that was a highlight. So thanks to CSN for allowing me to be on Team CSN. And yeah, I pulled off like for my peak heaviest weight, I was 123, 124. I came down to 106. That was 108 kilos. And to be fair, again, I think we spoke about this. There was a small temptation when I was like 106 kilos. If I had an extra like 4 weeks, I could have definitely like been really aggressive over 4 weeks and probably hopped on stage. But I had about 2 weeks. And I thought about it because I was looking pretty good, all things considered. That's the video repeat, mate. But I was looking pretty good at like 106. And I reckon I probably had like 5 to 6 kilos to probably shave off. My front was pretty good, all things considered. And then I went away to Turkey with Sanaya and my family. Holiday was sound, if I'm honest. Like it was all right. It was, to be fair, I preferred Egypt. It was a nice place, but it was a bit too fancy, if I'm honest. Everything was a little bit overkill. And then this is when I realized that reels are a powerful fucking thing because I just started spamming just loads of reels. And yeah, just engagement 101, bro. I think the photo, if you
Really
scroll
did
down,
help you. It's when you started getting more likes.
yeah, like look at the front lat spread on that one bottom left now. That was like the first photo that like did quite well, and that was like literally the last photo I took pretty much before I flew away, and I think I've kind of just rinsed the engagement off that since, and then yeah, just become a social media bodybuilder. So fantastic, and just kind of continued that. So yeah, got down to 106
Oh
kilos,
my God.
shaved my hair
What
off.
is that?
Hey, what's up with it? It's no different. If anything, I look hard as fuck.
Oh, it's
So look
awful.
hard, mate. Yeah, look hard, mate.
Look, I can't believe you posted that. Look, look at
It
you.
was a reel. It was a reel, bro. I look fine. Look at the start of the
You
reel.
know
I got
what's
to
funny? You know what's funny? At the time of posting that, you chose that as the cover, and you chose that to be the on the profile.
What do you mean?
So when you do a reel, you can choose what the cover is.
Yeah, yeah.
You chose that as the cover.
What's up with that?
You just look odd, mate.
Thanks, man.
Look at you.
Mate, leave me alone. Leave me alone, bro. It looked fine after a couple of weeks. It was just pretty short. It was just pretty short. And I thought I'd try something different. And to be
That was
fair,
when we went to see Mr. Buff.
yeah, Mr. Jack Buff. That was a good time. I enjoyed those few days, to be
That
fair.
was
Like,
really
looking
good.
back, that was it was a real nice time. We didn't really do anything special, but it was a nice time. It was a good few days. And then yeah, slowly started to reverse food up, maintain pretty good condition. Like the goal, I put on a post of one of these. Like the goal was to start prep at like 118 kilos, and I started at 118.1 technically, but I haven't technically started. But that was my heaviest weight. I start on the 20th, so a few weeks of just kind of scaling back food and working up expenditure. But it feels like I've already started, to be fair, but I haven't. But yeah, just started building body weight back up. I went from 106 to 118 kilos. Like composition at 118 kilos was relatively sound, and it was just a case of again the same sort of stuff: heavy pulls, heavy presses, and just kind of driving up volume and battering my upper body. And somehow my lower body is growing to a better extent, as always. So yeah, fantastic. Got some classic photos here. Maybe one day, not this year, not next, maybe the year after.
Here he
And
is.
Dan Park, big Dan Park. So yeah, all good. Do you want to go to yours and we'll finish off the year and then we'll go into the questions, mate?
Yeah, we need to finish off yours.
Right, cool. Let's just go through it. Conran's show. We skipped through Conran winning a show, mate. So we have a look there. Conran, well done to Conran. We got the hammer strength incline went in. That's another thing that just people love to see when it comes to stacking plates on. We had the Arnold sports event with Big J, me, Finn, and Big J Cutler. I don't know if I have the photo of J Cutler here. I think Finn uploaded it. I'm not too sure yet. No,
I think I just put it on my story.
I thought you uploaded it. Fair enough.
I might have done.
Yeah. But yeah, Arnold Sports Event, that was good. I enjoyed that. The pro show was pretty good. It was nice to actually enjoy a show at a very high level. Last year when we were at the Arnold's, but not last year, 2 years ago, I was competing, so it wasn't as enjoyable when you're competing. And then to be fair, like the latter end of the year, like we went, me and Sinai, my family went to London. We had a few little breaks over there. Obviously, over the festive period, we're in Norfolk. Go to Canada in 4 days. So it's been a few breaks here or there, but training's been really, really good. The last probably like 12 or so weeks of training has probably been some of the most productive training I've had.
Fucking hell, look at the structure on that one.
That's good. The photo hasn't loaded, bro. Imagine you click.
Sorry, guys, it cut us off. We're trying to wrap up the year because we've realised that there's nothing really too exciting. This it has loaded, mate. It's just you put it on 400 structure.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
That is pretty high.
I don't think it was, mate. I do the same filter.
Looks like someone's drawn it.
Mate, I literally have 25 structure. I have the exact same stuff on every single one. Yeah, 100%. I'm a social media bodybuilder, mate. We should know this. Fucking hell.
Do you want to give us a wrap up of this? Because this is quite cool from the year of how it all went. I actually put a nice comment on that, and I remember thinking, I'm just going to comment something nice. I'm not going to be sarcastic or be a twat. I actually remember thinking, I'll just be nice.
Yeah, I think that was the first comment I've probably ever had from Finn that was actually quite nice. So yeah, it's just a few kind of photos up of like obviously the clients I got on stage last year, which it sounds mental to say last year, and it was a really, really good experience. Like I liked how kind of things work. Obviously the year before it was myself, then this year it was a fair few clients, and then this year to come it's going to be double digit clients, and I imagine that's going to be continuing with like the rate of growth. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like obviously a prep based client is going to be in a completely different sort of ballpark to like a regular sort of client, so it's more like day-to-day check-ins, making day-to-day tweaks, and if anything, like the time investment is a lot greater, but the reward out of it is fantastic. And I think from like a coaching standpoint, like when a client does well or when you see them after a show, like there's nothing more fulfilling. Like if anything, it made me like appreciate from a coaching perspective way more like the highs and also the lows of let's say how a client would do. And being able to speak to them, being able to go through the process with somebody else, like I was more excited, for example, for Matthew's show when they were calling out like top three and he got second. I was more excited and then almost in a sense disappointed based on I thought that he potentially could have won. And like that was more, I had more highs and lows myself than when I was stepping on stage and I was competing. It's like I was like, all right, cool. Where do I get? Well, like, have I won? Like that's almost what I was thinking. Where Matthew, it's like I remember being like really, really like nervous and then like proper amped up. And it's almost a different sort of game when you're spectating in comparison to yourself. So yeah, fantastic year. Like the clients I got on stage were awesome. We had myself looking about 12 years old.
I don't know why you chose that as the first one.
Lenser. Why not? What's up with it, mate?
Because there's other ones that could have been like two. You look about 6 on all of them. That one's probably better.
Yeah. I didn't really
have
that
one's a bit fucked.
Yeah, I didn't really have
that one's pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't really have any selfies, unfortunately. So like I had to use photos from me about like 2-3 years ago when I actually took some selfies. So yeah, I look a bit younger. All the peds have staged me. That's what it is. So yeah, stay natural, guys. Stay natural. But yeah, this kind of concludes the end of the year. Got to, like I said, peak body weight of 118 kilos. Nothing really too drastic. Happy with how things are. The last year has been fantastic from a business perspective, from a bodybuilding perspective, from a general life perspective. Like everything's been really, really good. And I'm hoping. I say hoping. I know this year will be even better. Like I hate saying I'm hoping.
Like yeah, I always tell clients off for saying I hope this will happen.
No, I know it'll be a good year. Like I know it'll be a good year. So
you dictate it, don't you? Don't hope it. You're in control of it.
Yeah.
Unless exactly. You all just die.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know with everything you're taking, mate.
Yeah, you never know, mate. You never know.
So
yeah, where we are for you, this is like summertime, isn't it?
You look back, I think, why have I posted that?
Classic. So classic, bro.
Yeah,
that's when you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. I bet you hadn't uploaded anything for like a week or two.
Nah, I think I'm taking the piss out of myself. I don't remember at the time thinking, oh fucking hell, I look really good there. Something that ReeceFit and I spoke about. I left quad issue fucking July time. Yeah, fantastic. It's still going on. So yeah, I got injured, but I was sound. Well, I'm just not going to moan about it. I went to Bournemouth. I mean, the reason I remember that this was Bournemouth is because I took this photo in the Airbnb. for the official CMP giveaway. That was when I went to see Miles while he was obviously prepping. Otherwise, I was getting leaner at this point. What am I here? This was obviously during the pre-prep diet.
I can't really tell, to be fair, mate.
You can't tell yet. It doesn't say that. I remember I've like at the start, you never look good at the start of a diet. I looked worse for probably the first like 6 weeks, to be honest. This was when we went to see Mr. Buff. Here we go. Look, this was cool at Jack's. That was when we trained at the dock or the gym dock. Yeah, it was a good gym, really good gym. This is me getting a little bit leaner, but not a lot leaner. That was Noah's show. I didn't get a photo. Did I not get a photo with Noah?
You did, yeah. There was a photo.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, that was Noah's show. That was the Northern, wasn't it? UKDFBA Northern, the same one that Matthew was at. That was a really good day, actually. As much as Noah didn't place, like he looked mint, he absolutely smashed the prep. And yeah, on the day there was just people better than him. Simple as that. That was when we met Josh Bogdani. That was the first time we saw Josh. What a day. What a fantastic day. This is Miles's glutes. Or these are Miles's glutes, I should say. Look at that. Oh, fantastic glutes. He'll be loving that. That was the UKDFBA Southern. So again, that was like a massive lineup of juniors. Miles just missed out on the qualifications, which was a shame, to be fair. Like you're saying, like highs and lows. Like that was one where I was actually really happy for him because he looked mint. Like he actually looked really, really good. Like I'm sure Miles won't mind me saying he looked better than I expected him to look when he competed. Like I was like, fucking hell, he actually looked mint. Like on stage, I was really happy with the look. But it's just a shame that there were people better than him. Again, like people had strengths that he didn't have. Like from the back, he won every shot, but from the front, he lost every shot by some way to some people. But it was all good, like in terms of experience. And yeah, he enjoyed it. That was really nice as well because I had like loads of clients come and support him, which was really nice. So appreciate everybody doing that. And then Maddie won her class, but she was the only one. So I mean, she was obviously going to win. But well done to Maddie either way.
Fantastic stuff.
I went on holiday.
Just from a coaching standpoint, that you shouldn't have won with that.
It's a big win. It's a big win. Yeah. Fantastic win. Big W. And to be fair, she won the British title holder, mate. She beat one girl and she's won a British title. Big W for FK Physiques. I went on holiday. I didn't really post much about the holiday, did I?
Not really, no.
I'm sure I posted loads about it.
Clearly not, mate.
This was me when I trained. Legs in the Italian # Mecca. Yeah, it was €15 for a day pass.
Fair enough, mate. The actual Mecca day pass is like 15 quid.
Yeah, it's gone up again, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I definitely posted about the holiday.
You should put some stories up or something, mate. And then this kind of brings us to the last like couple months. So obviously, Mr. Jack Buff competed, and that was a good day over the Arnolds.
Yeah, so that was at the Arnolds. Obviously, the Friday of the Arnolds. Yeah, that was really good. Where's the... I'll tell you what, mate. I'll come on to it at the end. They're my pinned posts. That's why they're not there.
Fair enough. I didn't realise that your pinned post... I thought your pinned post would still be present on your...
Yeah, I did.
You know.
But yeah, that was Jack's transformation. He was very soft when we started. Probably a bit too soft, to be honest. But he...
on the right?
No, yeah, a bit soft, a bit too soft on the right.
Yeah.
It was it was very good. He smashed it, to be fair, and he looked mint on the actual day. That was a good day as well, wasn't it? Like going for food afterwards and stuff. Yeah. We went and trained, didn't we? That was good. So yeah, this kind of like wraps it up. Miles' second show, that was when Maddie won the finals. This was when I copied Reece's post.
Yep, literally 3 days after, in the same place. Actually, the photo's the exact same place.
I think, did you comment, or maybe you didn't comment? Yeah, see, you're not very supportive, are you? I commented a nice comment for you. So yeah, 1 time British champion, 5 first places, 2 second places, 1 third place, 1 top 5. Yeah, it was good. It was a good year for everybody involved. That was the day when everybody came and supported. But yeah, it was a good year. And yeah, like you said, I don't need to repeat what you were saying, but there's no reason that every year won't just keep getting better and better. It should do. There's no hoping about it. That was when Senor Morris jumped in and gave me a spot. Thanks, AJ, mate. Got me 400 likes with AJ's glute there. Look,
best leg press set you've ever done because AJ was there.
Yeah. I just trained so much harder because AJ was there. Yeah. This is when Sissy Junior bullied me.
This is how long has this been? November. Jesus Christ.
No wonder arms are completely shit. Sorry, sick of all this fancy setup shit. 13 replies.
This is when he called Miles a reverse banded cuff lateral
boy.
what a comment that is.
So this is how I looked at the end of the pre-prep diet, guys. So I mean, I'm a lot less fat. I'm a lot better than I was before the diet. So it was that gaining phase of getting really fat was obviously worth it to an extent because I've built a bit of muscle. So I can't complain. I remember I was happy with that. I remember taking that. I was happy with that. So
muscle.
Huh?
Built a bit of natural muscle.
Oh, Christmas tree look. Whoa, I ought to put a star on that. I should have done that for Christmas Day. Yeah, missed a trick there. That's my lenser. But yeah, that is the year wrapped up. Sorry guys, that was a lot more exciting.
Yeah,
I remember that being
yeah, next year, like guys, put that on like 1.5 speed on YouTube. Next year, we're gonna wrap up quicker. We'll wrap that up quicker because
I remember that being very exciting last time. Because I think it's because we, like you say, I think more happened like with your show. And did I go on more holidays? I don't know. I feel like no, we didn't. Oh, it was like COVID. So
it
definitely wasn't.
Lockdown.
We were looking through lockdown training and stuff.
Basically, we need to go into another lockdown to make that exciting because
that to have something exciting in our life.
That dragged on. Sorry, guys. It's probably the worst half hour of the podcast I think we've ever done. Anyway, questions, right?
I don't know. I think people will maybe like. It's one of those. Isn't it? Like,
I think because we've seen it, we're like, oh yeah, this is boring. But I think other people go, oh shit, that's cool. They did this, they did that. You know, I remember seeing that and stuff like that.
I think it's quite good to go back through it. And the thing is, as well, like people like the podcast even when we have like episodes where we're just chatting shit. So hopefully, tell us if this is a shit episode, guys.
Yeah, right. Finn, best way to burn fat? 3 question marks.
Fucking hell. These are the kind of questions you get now with the following you've got.
Best way to burn fat?
This is I don't know. I don't know.
How to mini cut?
Mate, you need to change your Instagram.
Yeah, no, they're the only ones that are horrendous, and they're from people that I will never watch the podcast. So let's not answer them.
Okay.
Let's just move on. Thanks for the questions. We're not getting back to them. Sound? Right. Is there any way of beginning progression on a stalled exercise, or is it done? So Finn, you've stalled, your progression slowed down. Is that it? You are unable to progress for the foreseeable? No.
What I would normally do is, first of all, assess your execution, because that's going to be the most important thing. If your form's still really, really good and it's just not progressing, then probably reset it. So reduce the loading, maybe work in a slightly different rep range, maybe slightly change it, like add a reverse band or a top band or add a pause. Like you can still keep that exercise in while slightly changing it. Also, like sometimes exercises just get a bit stale and you get a bit fed up with them and they're maybe a bit more difficult to progress. You're maybe not enjoying them as much, in which case there are times to replace exercises. Like I often try and use that as like the last thing to do. So it's not the first option isn't, oh, just change it. It's almost like the last option. It's like, right, okay, well, how's your form? Are you nailing all your external variables? Because if you're not progressing, usually it's because of the fact that you're dieting, you're getting a lot leaner than you were, and you're comparing it to sort of, when you were fat, or you're potentially sort of looking at it from a perspective where like you're expecting to progress at a faster rate than maybe is realistic because you've had it in a while. It's not going to progress at the same rate that it did at the start. Maybe you're not nailing your nutrition or your sleep, your recovery, etc. But if everything's being nailed, then like I say, you can look at just resetting it, working in a different rep range, slightly varying it, but keeping the same exercise. And then the last option would be, right, let's just change it. Yeah. Good answer, mate. You keep going because I haven't got mine up yet. What shows will you and Finn be at this year? Question mark. All of them. All of the shows. Every single show. Now, I'll be at all the UK FBA shows. I'll be at the WMBF shows. I'll be at the BMBF shows when they come out because they've still not brought the dates out. I'll probably be at a few PCA shows. I'll probably be at like maybe an NFM show here or there, maybe a FitX show here or there with CMP. Obviously, all the shows that my clients end up doing, which are involved with all the ones that I've just said, really, anyway. We'll go to the Arnolds again. We said we'll do that. Although it's not going to be called the Arnolds, is it? Because they what is it going to be called? The Elite Sports Warrior? Festival or something? Elite Warrior? Something pure? Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure. Ninja Warrior? Is it called that? Warrior, yeah. Mate, you're forgetting. What about my shows? What about the Olympia when I qualify? Yeah, well, you need to. I'm not paying for tickets, by the way. You're gonna have to sort me out.
Well, I'm paying for you to come.
Yeah, why would I? I'm not going to come out of the kindness of my heart. If you want me to go, you can fucking pay for me.
Mate, I don't want you to go. You said you'd come, so if you want to
Oh
come,
well, looks like I'm not going then.
fair enough. No trip to Poland. No trip to Poland for Finn.
I've already been to Poland, mate. Don't need
Yeah.
to go again. I've already visited. If it's somewhere I've never been before, I might turn up.
Okay, fair enough. So what? When I win the pro card and I walk off stage, I'm gonna have no one there. But
No one there to
no
cry
one,
to.
yeah, no one there to break down tears. I've done it. My dream.
No, you'll have to actually send me the shows that you're definitely planning on doing.
Yeah. What's this? Is the question?
No, did you? I said you'll have to send me the shows that you're planning on doing.
Oh, Sam, sorry, it cut out. So I only heard shows that you're planning on doing, and I was like, "What? Is that a question?" Right, fair enough. So, we have got another one. Let's have a look. Run us through your prep plans for this year. To be fair, we could start that with next week's. To be fair, mate, because I reckon that'd be quite a long one. Like prep plans for this year.
Yeah, we could outline both of our plans.
Yeah, I reckon that'd be a good one to start through next week. Right, have you got questions up there, mate? Or are you still trying to?
Yeah, so these are from last week still. I don't think we answered this, so maybe we did. Did we? It was pros and cons of competing in two different classes at the same show.
No.
And then it said, "P.S. That wasn't a dig at Jack the Eagle." So I'm guessing he means Jack the Eagles.
Jack the Eagle. What name? Jack the Eagle.
Jack the Eagles. That's what
I
it
don't
is.
know why would it be a dig to Jack the Eagle?
Because he did.
No, I know, but why would it be a dig? Like pros and cons. Like what he didn't say, do you think it's fucking embarrassing that someone does two, like, you know, if it was like that,
Jack Eagles, no dig.
Like that Jack the Eagle, we'd be like, yeah, Jack the Eagle is a fucking gimp. Fair enough. Yeah. No, I don't think there's anything really bad to it. The only thing I'd say is potentially from what are you saying?
Jack applied for coaching the other day.
He applied for me last year.
I remember when you said.
Did he? So
I sent him a serious voice note and I was like, "Hey mate, thank you for the application." I was like, at first I thought it might have been a joke, but then I thought, actually, it'd probably be a good decision because you looked awful this year. I was like, when you first stepped on stage, I was like, there's no chance I'd have a client that step on stage like that. And I was like, and also you nearly died at the back end of the year, and I wouldn't let my clients nearly die. So I said to him, I was like, maybe you should consider it. And then I was like, it's £850 a month.
It's £850 a month, and I need naked check-in photos.
Yeah, naked bent over, rear double glute spreads, please.
Just to see that ham tie. Yeah, just see that ham tie now that you're actually getting judged lower body. Cheers, mate. Jack's got too much spare time. Send him through applications.
I did think that. He was saying while he was doing it, like his response was like, "Mate, this application's like taking me ages." And I was like, "You don't have to do it."
I wonder what just goes through his head. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm applying for FK Physiques." But
he has got too much time on his hands, bless him.
Yeah. Prep the post prep fall off. That's what it is. He needs to get himself optimized and is back in routine. So yeah, pros and cons to competing in two classes in the same show. Well, I'd argue it will be good to get more stage experience, more stage time. The negatives I'd probably say is maybe the judges would see you in a different light if they were to, let's say if you do like classic and then men's physique. If you were to suit classic more, you might get overshadowed in men's physique because they'd look at you and go, "Oh, well, you look better in classic, and therefore you could do worse than if you were just to turn up in men's physique and still look pretty damn good." So that would be one thing. It was also as well like peaking and trying to fill up and let's say have like a pre-show meal or like pre-show, like let's say carb up. It might be a bit more of a challenge if you're on stage constantly. Like if you're doing, let's say if you were to do a show in the morning for men's physique and classic, you're then doing like you're doing an AM show and a PM show. You maybe get into the overall in one of them. It's going to be a lot of fucking posing and you're going to be absolutely battered the following day. And then like hydration, staying on top of all that stuff, it could be a bit of a stress. That's not to say it's not doable. I think it could easily be doable. I don't think it's that bad of a thing at all. But at the same time, like you should probably know what class you're going to be competing in long term, and I'd probably just stick towards that.
Yeah, I think especially at a higher level, like imagine at the top level, like being like, "Oh, I'm going to do physique and classics." Like, well, you shouldn't. Just pick one and stick with it. I think when you're first getting into the sport, if you want to have a bit of like a play around with different categories, then cool. But yeah, like long term, pick one, stick with it.
Yeah, 100%. Right, mind to muscle connection. Do you think it's necessary?
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't think it is as important as how you're setting up your exercises, how you're performing your exercises, whether or not you're eating or sleeping, like all those things are going to outweigh it. But if it was a question of whether or not, the thing is, what's the downside?
Yeah.
Like there isn't one. You know what I mean? It's like there's no negative to thinking about what you're doing and trying to engage a muscle. Like that's not going to take away from your training. So, and it's not like it costs you any money or anything like that. So yeah, like you should be thinking about it. Like I'll have clients who, when they're doing a set, they're looking around the gym, and I'm like, you know, just focus, like close your eyes, think about what you're actually trying to do. Like, what are you actually working? Where are you trying to feel it? Like, especially with things like lat movements, like, you know, you can see straight away when the client signs up, if they've not got much muscle in the back, like you just, like, without being rude, you know that their execution is not going to be great. You know that they're probably not that good at actually engaging their back. So a lot of that can literally just be, first of all, the setup, but then second of all, just like, are you actually thinking, or are you just like worrying about what's going on in the gym? So it definitely makes a difference. Like, I don't think for the past however many years I haven't done an exercise, at least an isolation exercise, and been thinking about it. Like some bigger compounds, like I'm not thinking about feeling my quads necessarily on a leg press. Like I'm going to feel them anyway, really. You can't really go wrong. But on like isolation work, definitely you should be thinking about what you're doing and trying to feel it.
Yeah. And I'd also argue like the mentality side of things, like if you're just going in, just moving weight from point A to point B, you're never actually going to develop a connection. Where if you're starting out and you're trying to establish a connection, like on my mind to muscle connection's only going to be better a couple of years from now because I have even more time training. And you'd imagine that you're going to be able to get more out of less when it comes to kind of putting load through a muscle. Internal stimulus is everything. Like Finn said, it's not the most important thing. I'd hate it if someone was like, hey, mate, instead of pushing myself on a Smith press, I actually ended up doing half the load because I get a better mind to muscle connection and I get a real good blood, like a good blood flow. I'd be like, no, just get stronger, bro. Train hard.
Yeah, there's a line, and it depends on like the specific movements. But I don't. There's not any movement where I'd say like just fucking throw it around, unless it's a yeah buddy row.
Yeah, that's a yeah buddy row. Or yeah buddy dumbbell lateral.
Yeah, anything yeah buddy is fine, as long as you just premise it with yeah buddy, then do what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, I got quite a lot of questions from last week, so I want to we'll just quick fire through them. A couple of them from Argon as well. Have you ever trained at Muscleworks? How does it compare to other gyms? We haven't trained there, have we?
Nope.
No.
So
do you still hack squat? No.
No.
Favorite brand / model?
Of kit
for the hack squat, probably the Cybex.
Yeah.
Even though it fucks up.
Yeah.
How many liters of water do you drink per day, and your recommendations? So generally, like on a training day, I'll be around 8 to 10 liters, especially in the summer, closer to like 10 when it's really hot. Rest days about 6 liters. Recommendations, however much you need, so that when you go for a wee, it's clear or light yellow. Like for most people, that's going to be anywhere between, like, if it's a really small individual, like probably absolute minimum still like 3 to 4 liters. If it's someone a lot bigger, then I'd say closer to like 6 to 8 minimum.
Yeah.
How much time on average last a sesh of an intermediate lifter? Warm-ups don't take so long. So how long should a session be for an intermediate lifter on average?
Depends massively. Like it really depends. Like intermediate, you'd imagine they're not going to be stupidly strong. And then, but then where their volume is, what session is it? If they're doing a lower body session, it's probably going to take longer than just a push session, you know? So I would say anywhere between probably 90 minutes to 2.5 hours, probably. I'd say that's probably a good ballpark. But if they can get it done in an hour, could you do it in an hour? Yeah. Is it going to be
literally
ideal?
just say, like,
you know,
whatever suits your lifestyle and your routine. Like, it's difficult. If he said advanced, I'd be like, right, okay. So if you're let's say you're an advanced lifter, like, you would expect that you're putting, not necessarily having to put loads of time and effort into it, but like, you're not somebody who's just like, I want to get it done in 45 minutes. Like, So yeah, I mean, whatever fits to your lifestyle, like where you actually have the free time, that's going to be the most important thing. But I mean, you shouldn't be worrying about, like, unless you're really time restricted. When have we ever gone, like, realistically, like, how exactly how long was that session? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we make sure that we get the session done.
We think about the quality of the work. Like when we were training 4 sessions per week, we were in the gym for 3.5 hours minimum. Like 4 sessions a week, 3.5 hours. That was like where we were. 3 to 4 hours is when we usually fall. There were some sessions in lockdown where a bit longer. When we're training 5 times a week, probably averages out 2.5 to 3 hours. And I actually said this on the video yesterday, and I said nowadays it's such an easy mentality to be in and out, get in and out. I actually want to be in the gym, believe it or not. I want to be training. Like the time I'm in the gym is the time that I'm like not happiest. It's not like but it is where I'm in the gym. I want to be here. It's not a case of coming in, getting out. Fuck that sort of mentality. I want to be in the gym because I want to be in the gym. I want to enjoy the time in the gym. If that's 2 hours and it's productive, cool. If that's 2.5 hours and it's productive, cool. If that's 3 hours and it's productive, cool. Sound.
Yeah, I think it's all about priorities, isn't it? And it's not like, oh, well, I train for 3 hours, so that's better than that guy that trains for 2. It's not at all. Like some people can get a hell of a lot out of their training within an hour. Like I know that I wouldn't be able to because I take a bit of time warming up. I like to do some steps beforehand. I'll do some stretches for my hip at the minute beforehand, like things like that. Like by the time, if I was to try and train in an hour, I'd get like one exercise done.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. But that's me. For some people, they can, and that's fine. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Like, but yeah, like I've had conversations with clients before where they're sort of like, oh, I just want to get in and get out because they'd rather sit at home on TikTok. And it's like, well, fair enough if you've got 2 kids or you've got 3 jobs and you literally have 60 minutes to train 3 times a week. That's all you have. Fine, we'll make it work. But if it's like, oh, I just want to sit and do nothing instead, it's like, well, no wonder you're not making any progress.
Yeah. Exactly.
Aisha asked us, greatest achievement so far. I got asked this question by a client. When they were actually signing up, they were like, what's your like best achievement so far? On the application, that was one of their questions. Yeah. And I literally just said like my business. I was like, if someone had told me like a few years ago that I'd be where I am now, like in terms of business, clients I've got, like even just like, how I can structure my day and how I can live. You know what I mean? Like a few years back, I'd have been like, that's mental. Like what? I work for myself. Like I do that and I can train when I want. And like all those things that we now just take for granted. Like if you think about it, that's a pretty big achievement that most people would be like, oh, I'd love to be able to do that. So yeah, that was my answer.
Yeah, I'd say similar. I'd also say like the person I am. I'm quite proud of who I am. So
I wouldn't be, mate. I wouldn't be if I was you.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. That's fair enough for you, but like for me, I'm proud.
No, if I was you, I love who I am as a person, but if I was you, I definitely wouldn't be happy.
You wouldn't be.
No, I'd be thinking, fucking hell, I need to sort my life out.
I need to sort myself out. Okay, fair enough, mate. Well, that's your opinion, and
that's right. It's correct.
It's not a fact, mate. It's not a fact. It's an opinion.
Let me get through these last few from last week. Non-related, but which country is in your bucket list? We've spoke about America. I definitely want to go to America. I'd like to go to Australia as well. I'd like to do quite a lot of like Asia. Like I want to go see what it's like in China and Japan and stuff.
I'm not asked about that.
I'm not asked to spend long there, but I'd like to experience it and like see what it's like and have some food there. Like I like traveling. Like I would like to do that.
What about Thailand, mate? Like any lady boys?
Anywhere, mate. Yeah, I love a lady boy. We know I love a lady boy, mate, from all the stories, all those stories we've got.
For the good old days.
Good old days before Shannon found out.
Yeah.
James Alabaster has asked us favourite naturals.
He wants us to name him.
Yeah, he does want us to name him. To be fair, James is very good.
Yeah, James is good. Mike O'Hearn, Rich Piano. I'd say Rich Piano's probably my favourite natural. I'd say.
But mine was Liver King until a couple of weeks back. I was gutted.
I honestly, I thought he was natural.
I know.
I was such a big inspiration.
Crushed my dreams, mate. I had to get rid of all my testicles in the fridge.
Hey, you need to go onto MBW right now and name all the sponsored athletes, and then just hope that you put a good word.
AJ is my favourite. Someone clip this up and send it to him, and hopefully he'll sign me as an athlete. AJ is my favourite. No, in all seriousness, to be fair, like we've said before, like as much as I like natural bodybuilding, I don't have people that I'm like, oh my god, like they're incredible. Like David K is a joke. Like it is mental.
Josh Croghan. Let's go with Josh.
Josh is very good. Josh is very good. David K is like insanely good. Adam Powell, who we had on. But no, like in terms of people who it's like, what the fuck? Like there are some people who it's like, that is pretty mental and it's like crazy that they've achieved that naturally. But also they're usually the people who would be the top guys enhanced. Like we said before, like you look at Big Ramy and you go, what the fuck? But if Big Ramy was natty, he'd also be like, what the fuck? He'd just be a natty version of it. Like, and it's the same for any of the guys at the Olympia, to be fair, because they're like top tier. So Yeah. To answer that again, AJ Morris is my favorite natural bodybuilder.
Please sign me, AJ.
Please sign me, AJ. Hope you're good, mate. Hope you had a good Christmas and a good New Year's.
Please
big love, big love. Right. What are your thoughts on JP top set, back offset protocol?
Makes sense. If you enjoy it and you can progress with it, sound. It's the way we've been training, not directly, just top set, back offset. The one thing I will say, and I've mentioned this to a fair few clients, or more so new startup clients, I think a lot of people look at JP's training and his like methodology, and they think, oh, cool, he does 8 sets, or in his peak he did 8 sets per session. I can do 8 sets per session, but you're no way near as strong as him, and you're not as accurate as him, especially in his peak. So I would almost kind of change it and think, I think a lot of people look at that low volume style of training and think, yeah, I can do that. It's awesome. Like being in the gym and just attacking 6 to 10 sets. And I think that's not a bad idea to start to learn how to be accurate and how to apply yourself, and lesser workload, probably going to be easier just to apply yourself across that. And I think the vast majority is relatively sound, but like you've got to make sure it's appropriate to you, it's appropriate to your goals, and working within different rep ranges. Not like it's a top set, back off sets like a way forward. It's just working within independent rep ranges where you're trying to scale progression across multiple rep ranges and get stronger, which makes sense, and that's progression. So if it works for you, sound, you're probably going to grow some muscle.
Yeah, I think people like try and pigeonhole it, and it's like, oh, top set, back off set training. It's like, doesn't even have to be called that. Like we always say, like, can't we just call it training? You know what I mean? Like, just like there doesn't have to be a certain term. Like, oh, I'm doing like DC style training, or I'm doing fortitude training,
5 to 9 rep range,
doing JP style. Like, no, just literally stop worrying about those. Like they're not the important things. Like the important things are you're training with good form, you're training hard, you're recovering well. And if you're doing those things, you're going to grow. And if you can add a bit more volume and still do those things, then great. If you can't because you're struggling to recover from it, then don't add that extra volume. Like if you enjoy training with reps in reserve, train with reps in reserve. Like as long as you're still training hard and you're still training with good form and you're still working towards sort of your maximal recoverable volume, you're still going to progress. Even if you're training to failure, reps in reserve, like it's not like, oh, this is the best way. There isn't a best way. Like, yeah. And it doesn't have to be like pigeonholed or termed as like this is this. It's like it's all just training at the end of the day. It's all just trying to progress.
Yeah, sound all good. Right, a few more and then we'll wrap it up. Best ways to manage WL for people in physical jobs.
Workload.
Maybe. Varied daily expenditure. Cheers, mate.
What was it again then? Best way to
Siri, shut the fuck up. Best ways to manage workload for people in physical jobs, varied daily expenditure. Cheers, mate. So, guys in a physical job, got probably a lot on his plate. Daily expenditure is inconsistent based off his other commitments. How would you manage workload? So would you have a different sort of split? Would you change volume based off recovery capabilities? Would you have a more, like I said, more flexible sort of approach? What would you do?
Yeah, it depends on that person and that exact sort of lifestyle. Like, let's say they work like between 3 and 6 days a week. It changes every week. It's really demanding sometimes, and then sometimes it's not. Like, I have loads of clients that have that kind of lifestyle. Like, it varies. Generally, I would set like an average goal in terms of expenditure. And to be fair, like one thing that I'll do as well with clients is like I won't set them expenditure targets until they're actually nailing other variables. Like there's no point being like, oh, you need to hit this amount of cardio if they're not even training or not even sleeping. Like focus on the basics first. Cardio, yeah, we want to have it in, of course. We want to be able to, keep on top of CV health, but it's not the first and foremost, unless their goal is cardiovascular based. Like if their goal is physique based, then that's not the first thing we need to focus on. But yeah, generally, like if their job's really demanding, then that's going to be a decent amount of cardiovascular work anyway. So like outside of that, I'll probably have them doing less cardio than someone who sits at a desk all day. I'll probably have them on a higher step count, but that's because they do higher steps within their job role. So like, I'll have some clients who like that their weekly step goal is like 15 to 20k or 17.5 to 20k, or sometimes people are getting above 20k, but that's because they're just on their feet all the time. Like that's their job. So for them, that's not difficult because they're used to that. But if I set that for somebody who sits at a desk all day and I said, right, let's try and get 17.5 to 20k steps on average this week, they'd have no chance. And if they did, they'd be fucking battered, like, because they're not used to it, and they'd be trying to cram in 10,000 steps after a 9 to 5 job. Like it's not easy. So work it around that individual, work with that individual to find what works for them. Like, don't, and the thing I'll always say to people, like, what would you rather do? Would you rather me add a cardio session in or add some steps in? Or would you rather me pull away a cardio session or pull some steps down? Or would you rather me increase food or pull cardio? Like, what would be best for you at this current time? And then obviously you can go with that. And if that works, then great. If it doesn't, then you can be like, all right, cool, let's try it this way. So yeah, I mean, I guess the best answer is you've got to be adaptive to that individual and that situation, because it's ever changing. If people have it, like, they still have a routine, but it's not as structured as maybe somebody who works like a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, as you said, I think like the engagement, like chatting to them, asking them,
it's the most important thing.
Like, and I think that's where coaching is quite important, to be that, have that personalism. It's not just going to be a case of saying, right, this is what you're doing, this is how it is, and this is how it should be. So yeah, right, one more, mate, and then I'll have to get going.
Will Bertolini, will you be competing against any of your clients?
I won't be.
So why he's so good. He's so much better than everyone else. Is that what you're thinking?
So much better.
Exactly what I mean. If I was you, I wouldn't be happy with the person I am with answers like that.
I won't know, but I won't be. Think about it, mate. No, I won't be.
Nick,
unless I decide to do the PCA finals as a warm up prior to the Olympia.
You'd get beaten by who would beat you out of your clients?
Finley and Josh.
Josh would beat you.
Yeah. Finley. Yeah, he'd do me. Any other men's physique? I mean, Jack Kelly. If he's doing the finals, his first show's like 5 months out from the finals. So yeah, just like an 8-month prep. He'll be sound. First time ever stepping on stage. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, Musa will beat me.
His back will be leaner than yours. Yeah, I'll bet. Well, to be fair, not with you coaching him.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'll be good. But what about you, mate? Anyone up against you on the 18th?
Well, I don't think so, because I'll be mediums. I'll have people in other classes, so I don't think I don't have anyone against me. I've got like juniors, I've got teens, I've obviously got females. I've got Jack, JP MVMT, but we think he's going to do novice. But to be fair, he would be against me in middles, or in mediums. Yeah. That'd be good. Jack's very good. Like, he looks he does look really good. He doesn't realize it though. Like, he doesn't think he's very good. So I'm trying to get that in his head.
What, he's really good, and what are you trying to get into your head, that
I'm shit. Yeah.
Right. Cool. We'll wrap it up there. Thanks as always, guys. We do apologize. You might have enjoyed the start of the podcast. It was just a bit long, wasn't it? We did quick.
Just quickly, while the question that we spoke about earlier. Well, I didn't speak about the question. I said somebody tried to get us with one of those names.
Yeah.
So Tyler Ragg has asked, thoughts on the female BB, Joanne Cofton. So I'm pretty sure it's supposed to say, do you wank often? Joanne Cofton. If it's a person, I mean, fair play. Bless her. She's got a bit of a funny name. But yeah, I read that. Whenever someone asks us about a name, I like check it in my head like 3 times. And I was like, Joanne Cofton. I was like, yeah, do you wank often? So yeah, thoughts on that, mate?
Thanks for the question, Tyler, asking how often we wank. A bit weird there, bro.
A bit weird, mate,
yeah, a bit strange. Like, Tyler, come on, mate. Like, anything you want to tell us? I mean, DMs are open, bro. Right, that's that. Thanks as always. Do apologise if the first bit dragged on a bit. Probably did. On reflection, next year I'll be competing. Finn will be competing. It'll be a good year review. So
next year we won't do it.
We'll catch you guys next year, and that'll be that. But yeah, thanks as always. Thanks for Story Tags. We'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.